Hi guys, Biosuki here. Just wanting to run everyone through how to quickly create a NPC quest. Where these actually fit into the game is going to be added later. I'll create a tutorial for that. But basically, it'll take you 2 minutes to go through and make your own quest line. So this assumes that you know how to create a PR. You can watch one of the previous videos for that, the one that explains how to add a market listing. As well as, make basic changes on GitHub and respect YAML rules. That's the YML file convention. So what you'll need to do is navigate to your Forks version of the SRPG folder, jump into templates here, and you'll actually have a template quest. What I'm going to do here is basically go through each of the options, what they mean, and I'll get you guys to go ahead and make your own afterward. You just copy and paste the file, same as the NPCs, and should be all good. Alright, so quests, pretty simplistic. Every quest has an ID. This needs to be unique. Every player's progress gets mapped against that ID, not the actual quest. So if you have two quests that have the same ID, they'll override each other, and it causes all kinds of weird stuff. So yeah, just make sure they're unique, or just put like a little X in there and let one of the admins fill it out when they accept your pull request, and then yeah, that's all good. Title of your quest needs to be unique as well. If we go back to the quest directory here, just jump into quests and browse to each of the YML files. Make sure that your quest title is not already used. Pretty straightforward. There is one exception to that. If you have two quests in different categories, they can have the same name, but they must have a different category. Alright, so back to the template. Title of a quest should be pretty straightforward. It'll cover the objective and who you're finding or who you're killing, whatever. This one's locating Oma Dasala, so funnily enough the quest is called Oma, or locating Oma. Quest category. Now the category should, for all intents and purposes, represent the name of the quest chain. For this one, it's tutorial. If you want to create your own, make your own category. Make sure the spelling's exact, because the SRPG plugin will generate a new quest category for each one that it finds, and if you've got 5 different spellings, it will create 5 different categories and cause all kinds of grief for us. So yeah, spell things consistently. Alright, so repeat type. Repeat type, it's pretty straightforward. You can do it once a Minecraft day, once a Minecraft week, never again, so a once off, once per real life day, and once per real life week. The last option there is just straight up repeatable, which means you can complete it as soon as you finish it. Now, any NPC that has the repeat type set to anything other than none, if you obtain that quest from them, all other interactions with that NPC are suspended, and every time you try to talk to it until that quest is completed, it will just come up saying, hey, I've got nothing for you, sorry, come back later. Once you either finish the quest and are eligible for it again, or the timer for the MC day, for example, is finished, then the NPC will start talking to you again. Custom NPCs mod doesn't actually cover any features for that, so I just put that in there as a little bit of an extra. Alright, so type. Type is what kind of quest you want to make. You've got area, kill, kill. Both of these are the same. The only difference is with an area kill quest, you'll get credit for being near one dying. It's helpful if you've got a team of people killing stuff. Basically, with area kill or kill, they use the objective down the bottom here for targets. You can have up to 3 targets listed, and the number can be whatever you like. The name will be either the name of an NPC, a mob, so spider for example, or a player. With this guy here, if you want to have options 2 and 3, just copy and paste the highlighted section below where it is there, above the item bit there, and then just rename the 1 to a 2 and then 2 to a 3. Alright, so yeah, Kill quests will be either completed when you kill the NPC, mob, or player. Alright, location quests. Location quests are a little bit more complicated. You'll need to configure a location for the name that you define in this quest file. I'll cover that in a little bit. Simply put, if you wish to complete a location quest, you have up to 3 locations that can be defined. That can be either an NPC or a set of coordinates, but you'll have to name your coordinates in the locations.yml file. I'll cover that soon. Just pop in the name of your 3 locations. If you don't want to have 3, just put empty string, which is quoted, so just leave them as is. For an item quest, if we scroll down here, this operates very similar to the loadout section of an NPC config file, or the trader role section for an NPC. You can get the quest to ignore damage values, but if you've got crystals and stuff that have a specific damage value for a different item, you'll need to make sure that that's turned to false. If you want to make a quest to prepare to do a intergalactic dial, for example, make sure the person has everything, just turn take items off, so that'll mean that to complete the quest you need everything, but you get to keep it at the end as well. It's really helpful for prepping for boss fights, that kind of stuff, whatever you like. Ignore MBT data. Now MBT data, if you've seen the other videos, is a bit of metadata that's stored in your item that isn't visible to players, but it will represent something new, unique. A great example is the P90 from Flan's mod. It doesn't have any way of determining that a scope is installed unless you actually look at the item. There's no damage value or anything like that. So if you wish for an a quest to require a P90 with a scope, you'll need to make sure ignore MBT is false. Right, hope that made sense. Then you get to list up to 3 items. It covers the it follows any idump format, so you'll need to grab the name of the mod and the item name, the number of them. Now the number of them should be less than the maximum stack size, and the damage value. You can list up to 3 items here. If you don't want to list 3 items, just put none in capitals for the mod name and the item name for the ones you don't want. Alright, so going on to dialogue quests. Dialogues are pretty straightforward. I'll cover that in another tutorial, but if you wish for a quest to require a player talk to an NPC and cover 3 dialogue options, then just pop the name of them in here, and make sure type is set to dialogue. Alright, so that's the objectives. Text. The completion text is what will pop up for the player if they complete the quest. It'll come up with basically a grey box with a text field there saying congratulations, you've completed the quest, blah blah blah, whatever you want, and then at the bottom it'll have complete quest. That can happen immediately if you wish, or when you go back to an NPC. I'll cover that in a minute. Log is what is stored in the quest log. So when the player presses E and clicks on the little quest log icon, it'll come up with a list of the quests they've got active. This text will be what's displayed in that log for this quest. If for either the completion or log options you wish to have a new line, just pop in the /n character. So I'll just pop it up here in the bar. If you do that, it will simply put add a new line exactly there, and anything after it will appear below the text before that. Both the log and completion text options support Minecraft color codes. Just do and C and to, etc. That's no problem at all. Alright, now quest completion. These are actions that will be completed when the quest is finished. You can make a console command execute. If you put @dp, so that's @dp, into the command, it will run the command against that player. So it will basically replace @dp with the player name. We've got completion type here. The completion type can be either instant or NPC. If it's set to instant, the second the quest objectives are completed, the quest text, completion text will appear, and the quest will finish. That's kind of helpful if you don't want to have players running all the way back to wherever they got the quest from. But I generally like to have them come back to someone to get their reward. Gives it a better feel. Depends on the scenario. Alright, so yeah, now an NPC completion type will basically require the player go back to an NPC before they can complete the quest, and then the following option here, which is NPC, you just chuck the name of the NPC in. So if you want Loken to be the guy who you go to finish this quest, put NPC as the type there, and then pop Loken there in the next option. Alright. Faction primary and secondary. These guys operate very similarly to the NPC stuff. If you pop the name of a faction in here and the number of points in there, if it's a positive number, don't put a plus symbol, just put the number. If it's a negative number, put a negative sign before the number. Upon completion, it will either take or add points to the player's reputation with that faction. Typically, completion of a quest for a specific race will give you reputation with that race, and it will take away reputation with the enemy of that race. So just keep that in mind. Got to keep things fair. If you wish to have a quest that is an immediate follow-on from the one that you're on, just pop in the title here, and the second the player finishes this quest, they'll be given the next one. It'll come up down the bottom of their screen saying new quest found, and then yeah, they can proceed on. It's worth noting though, if the completion text above here is empty, there will be no completion of the quest visible to the player. It will just come up saying next step available. So you can twist things around a little bit. Experience reward, set this to whatever you like. Typically experience isn't really used that much on our server, so yeah, it's up to you. And finally, item rewards. Item rewards, you can have up to 9 item stacks, so 9 of these, and you basically just need to grab the NEI dump compatible name for the mod and the item, pop them in here. The number, again, this should be less than the maximum stack size for the item, and then the damage value for the item. Yeah, so up to 9 items in this section here. Alright guys, so once you do this, you've got yourself a quest. Dialogues, they're where things get a bit fun, and we start linking quests to dialogues to NPCs, and we really get into the roleplay style stuff. Any questions, let me know. Thanks.